More than half of the world lives in 10% of a landmass in Asia. It's called the Circle of Valery Pieris. Yes. Why do you care? I'll tell you why. You care because a lot of growth can come from this country. Historically, in Asia, right, you haven't had that much activity coming from there. Yeah, they build a lot of your t-shirts and your sweatshirts and your shoes, and they've been spending and then sending it to you, and then you haven't been building it anymore. And for obvious reason, because it was cheaper. But things may be changing, and you need to understand that as an investor. Because suppose that they start doing it for themselves, buying it and selling it amongst themselves. 50% of the world population in that land mass of 10%. Asia, we're talking Vietnam, we're talking Hong Kong, we're talking all these places that you might have never visited and you don't particularly care. Why? Because they used to send you the cheap stuff. But now with China having built and with the expectation that lots and lots of activity is going to go down there, and the fact that they may not need the dollar anymore, then they're going to do business with themselves. That's right. A little bit what Trump is trying to do with the US, Fortress America, Golden Age and all that. Let's build it for ourselves because, guys, they're doing it already and they're going to do it. What happens when they start building airports down there? What happens? I'm talking a lot of airports. What happens when they start building more roads and start to live like we do, like the West does? Then we don't need you anymore. Is that what's happening? Is that what is starting to happen? Because if this is what's going to happen, maybe it explains why the dollar is getting weaker, and essentially we don't need the dollar anymore. Keep that in mind. This is a very important concept. The Circle of Valery Pieris. 10% landmass, 50% population. They don't need you anymore.